morning, Mallory Meistich. Welcome to the Velder Beebe Show today. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're here because with summer officially here, homeowners around the country are looking to refresh their backyard spaces. You know, Mallory, I know you know that backyards are big. Let me tell you, I went to someone's house. I couldn't tell if I was inside or outside. It would look so good. So tell me about
Backyards
what some
are
of the top tell me about what some of the top projects that homeowners will undertake this summer.
Yeah, so ahead of the busy home improvement season, which is like May to August, we decided to ask American homeowners, "Hey, what do you want to do?" And outdoor projects really rose to the top. And of those, there were three big projects that people wanted to take on: adding a garden feature, which I think is a high visual impact project, building or adding raised garden beds, and then also laying new sod. Now, those last two projects, while they'll definitely have a visual appeal, fall into that more functional camp. So, no matter if it was a high visual impact, let's improve the aesthetics and the look of our yard with a garden feature, or a functional project like a garden bed or laying new sod, Americans were pretty united in the fact that they wanted to do work on their yards this summer.
I want my audience to know that Mallory is currently the VP of Corporate Communications at Angie. Mallory, do you have any tips to help owners stick to a budget? That's the biggest deal breaker for us.
Yeah, I mean, especially right now, it seems like things are costing a little bit more, so budget might be top of mind. I think, first off, my recommendation is actually start with a budget. I think so often now we start with project inspiration points, whether that be what we see on social media or our neighbors doing, or like you said, you went to a backyard that felt more like a extension of the home. So we start with inspiration, and we don't even know if that's within or doable within our budget. So I say reverse that. Start with your budget first and then think about inspiration. I think a good thing when you're also thinking about how to build a budget, early on, make that decision of whether you're going to try to do this as maybe a weekend warrior project, or if you're going to bring in a pro. A good local pro is going to be able to help you figure out if that budget is attainable and work with you on that budget. Especially outdoor projects, there's a lot of variables like material choices that can make a big impact, whether you're trying to work with a smaller budget or a bigger budget. And that local pro is really going to help you get that dialed in. And lastly, I always recommend adding a little bit of a 10% buffer to your project for anything unexpected that could come up. That additional 10% that you set aside for those unexpected things will really help kind of keep your budget in check. And as we all know, no matter if it's an outdoor or an indoor project, those unexpected things tend to come up when you're doing home improvement.
Mallory, when it comes to undertaking a new project, how do we know whether we should do it, we should DIY it, or when it's time to call a pro? Because, we just DIY it most time to save money.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's a question we get a lot at Angie. And, something that we've seen is sometimes DIY doesn't actually equal saved money. Especially we find that roughly like 60 to 70% of DIYs have some type of issue that comes up with it. So that actually sometimes can make the budget balloon a little bit more than you expect. But before you're even in that position of maybe a potential DIY fail, I like to ask myself, and I think it's a good place to start asking yourself, do I have the time, the tools, and the talent? The three T's. If you don't have all those things, it's probably not a job for you to take on. There's many times where we might have the ability to do it, like say power washing. A lot of us can do that. That's an accessible project. We might not have the time to do that. We might want to spend our weekends doing things with our friends and family, or traveling now. So I think there's a lot of use in asking yourself before you dive into a project yourself, do I have the time, the tools, and the talent? And again, like I said, a good local pro should be able to work with you no matter your budget.
That's some great advice. Is there a place online my audience can go so they can be prepared when they call Angie to make an appointment or get more information?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, just visit us at Angie.com. We have lots of project inspiration, tips on how to budget, and then also we're a resource when you're ready to start your project or ready to start talking to local pros where you can find those pros. So Angie.com, Angie.I. We also have a great app. So if you're on your phone like I am most times, check out the app as a great place to start.
I want to thank you so much, Mallory. It's some great information, and I heard that you specialize in small home living, which I'm a big proponent of. So thanks for being my guest on the Velder Beebe Show.
Awesome. Thank you.
streaming TV, podcast, and in print publications. I interview the world's most fascinating authors, all because I love a good book. This summer, I partnered with WPS for BB Summer Book Giveaway. We're giving away New York Times bestsellers and award-winning books. Books that inspire me, and I'm sure they'll inspire you. To be eligible to win a copy of Jesus Can Give You a New Life, answer this question. What is God's greatest gift to mankind? You'll find the answer in John 3:16 of the Bible. Send your response to the email at the bottom of the screen. I'm Valder Beebe, and I'll see you for the next BB Summer Book Giveaway.